Good Sunday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Mr. Peterson, and let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Sunday. Starting off, what is going on right now in terms of the entire state of South Carolina? Nothing right now except for some coastal activity. We see some storm activity all the way from down into Georgia, all the way up past Charleston towards McClellanville, and there is a special weather statement for some possible waterspouts and 34 knots of wind out there with some of these storms. So we are looking at some pretty interesting storm activity out towards the coast, but nothing for the inland areas. Now, what about if we look at the entire U.S.? We have some rainfall going on throughout Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, even Minnesota receiving some storm activity. Wisconsin as well receiving some storm activity, even some severe weather. And then if you go over towards the west, Montana, Wyoming, Utah seeing some showers, Arizona, Nevada, and ports of California seeing some as well. Florida receiving some rainfall activity. Now, in terms of cloud cover, we do see some inside of the Midlands, Low Country, Grand Strand, Upstate, all areas receiving some cloud cover right now as we speak, but it seems like that the majority of the cloud cover happening kind of in that middle part of the state, moving towards the PD areas in the southern Midlands. Everybody else kind of just seeing some clouds here and there. Now, what about our cloud cover for the future? We're going to push this forward later on into today, and things kind of calm down a little bit, but watch as we get more and more into the afternoon and the evening. The evening comes along, and still not widespread cloud cover, but seeing some cloud cover for sure. You move all the way into around 10 p.m., 11 p.m., all the way to 12 o'clock in the morning, and we again are seeing some cloud cover just really in the upstate areas and a little bit of the low country, but that's pretty much it. Now, for our current temperatures, we're talking about 79 in Charleston, Beaufort 80, Hilton Head Island 78, Somerville 79, Myrtle Beach, Murray's Inlet, Georgetown, Orangeburg, Columbia. We even see around 78 in Florence, 78 Lancaster, 76 in Greenville, 77 in Spartanburg, Gaffney, York, and Clemson. Now, what about for our air quality? We're looking good. No bad air quality is expected for today. High temperatures for today, we're talking about 93 in Greenville, 93 Spartanburg, as well as 94 in Columbia, 93 Orangeburg, and 92 in Walterboro, 88 Charleston, 89 Georgetown, 87 in Myrtle Beach, and 88 in Hilton Head Island. Heat index values for today is going to start to get up there, even in the upstate. You know, every area is going to have one region, or every region is going to have one area of 100-degree heat index values or more. So some areas may even see higher than that, higher than 105, higher than 107 or so. So we could see some pretty hot temperatures today, especially down there near Hilton Head Island, in the Low Country, in the Horry County area. Maybe it's going to be hot out there today. So make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. Make sure that you're outside, only if you really have to. Stay inside as much as you can. Winds for today are going to continue to be calm, around 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe even less than that. And then in terms of wind gust, we're looking at around 5 to maybe 15 miles per hour. Rainfall for the next 24 hours looks like that we are looking at a good amount in terms of a widespread scale, but not much rainfall actually. 100th of an inch to a tenth of an inch in areas like Greenville, Spartanburg, Columbia, Orangeburg, Moncks Corner, Charleston, Hilton Head Island. All these areas receiving a little bit of rainfall. Some areas may see like a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch, like Walterboro, etc. Now, if we go in and take a look at the SPC outlook, thunderstorms could be severe. Could be severe in that dark green area. That's the upstate. If you're in the upstate, you do have that risk of isolated damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour. Isolated damaging winds of up to 60 miles per hour. That's a possibility. No tornadoes, no hail. And then if we go in and take a look at excessive rainfall, we do have a risk for that up there inside the upstate. Isolated flash flooding, possible also in the upstate Greenville, Anderson, Spartanburg, Gaffney, Union, Rock Hill. Now the crazy score for tonight, for today, we're at a 3. Enjoying nice, calm, pleasant conditions right now. No significant weather threats across the state. Makes sense. And if we go in and take a look at the models, time is at the bottom part of your screen. Please make sure that you pay attention to that, as that is very important to look at. We start off here at 9 o'clock in the morning, and just as we push this forward more to the more like later morning going into the early afternoon, we start to see some shower activity start to pop up in the upstate, but not really in the low country. Even if you get to around 4 p.m., you finally start to see some of that shower and storm activity start to form in the low country a little bit. But again, Moving on all the way to around 5, 6 p.m., moving to around 8 p.m. or so. Really just isolated the scattered shower and storm activity throughout the state. And remember, in the upstate, you could see some isolated damaging wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour with some of those storms later on this evening. So make sure that you are paying attention for that. And as you get to around 10 p.m. all the way to 12 o'clock in the morning, things calm down. And by 1 a.m., we look pretty dry. For the National Hurricane Center update, we do have the two areas still that we're watching for. Area number one, a broad area of showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave, is located 700 miles west-southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. Some gradual development of the system is possible during the early to middle part of this week while it moves west across the central tropical Atlantic. Upper level winds are expected to become less conducive for development later in the week when the system approaches the lesser Antilles. So, pretty much, it really only has the beginning of the week to the middle of the week to form, because if it doesn't, it's going to get into a less conducive environment and it's not going to form at all. Now, if we go in and take a look at the second area, disturbance 2, the one that I'm more confident in, another tropical wave is expected to move off the west coast of Africa early this week. Environmental conditions are forecast to become conducive for gradual development thereafter, and a tropical depression could form during the latter half of this week, while the system moves generally west across the eastern and the central tropical Atlantic. So this has a 0% chance over the next 48 hours, but a 40% chance over the next 7 days. That's the orange. The yellow has a 0% chance over the next 48 hours and a 20% chance over the next 7 days. So we don't have to worry about these forming over the next 48 hours, but I'm more interested in the second one, the orange one right here. Seeing what in the world this could potentially do, because the yellow one, I don't think it's really going to impact us as much. I think that it's not going to do much at all to the U.S. Probably, may do something like the Lesser Antilles or Windward Leeward Islands, but not really for the U.S. And in the orange area, this is the one that I'm looking at, because this is the one I think could actually curve up. What happens after it curves? Don't know. You have to wait. But models have been pretty agreeant on it kind of going out to sea, though. But we'll see if that changes tonight. But that's pretty much all that I can say here in terms of the weather. So if you've not hit the like button yet or the subscribe button yet, please go on and do so. Also, make sure that you go on and hit the subscribe button as well. Share with all your friends, your family members, your acquaintances, people that you don't talk to regularly, because it's free, and it always will be. We're at 823, trying to get to that main goal of 977 away from that main goal, 2 subscribers away from that quarter of the way goal of 825. So let's go in and get there. I will be back tonight. Well, hold on, maybe not. I'll see what happens tonight, but I may not be back tonight for the week forecast update for the first full, or no, yet last week was. So for the second full week of August, may not be back. So I'll put out a message out, but I'll see what happens there. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, and I may be back tonight. If not, I'll be back tomorrow morning with your Monday morning forecast update. Hit those 2 buttons before you leave if you're new.